A dry hydrant is a permanently installed conduit, creating an access point to a natural water source, such as a stream, river, pond, or lake, for use by emergency personnel. Dry hydrants act as a large straw, allowing emergency vehicles to draw water from a natural water body for use in hoses. When dry hydrants are installed and maintained properly, they help save lives, protect property, and save money on fire insurance premiums. Lakes and ponds are good locations for a dry hydrant. The necessary water volume is impounded, making access easy and relatively problem-free. River and stream installations can be more problematic and require more maintenance. Changing water paths and fluctuating flows make these installations more difficult. However, using the right intake and piping, they have proved to be as effective as a pond dry hydrant. It's important to note, both installations require proper backflushing and general maintenance to function properly. Structure fires and wildfires are dangerous and difficult situations. Easy access to water through a dry hydrant makes a difficult job for the firefighter easier and safer. This leads to a reduction of loss of life, injury, and damage to the property or forest area. Firefighters use a suction hose to connect an engine to the dry hydrant. Once the system is primed, the pump siphons water from the source and delivers it to the fire scene, or a tanker shuttle if the fire is too far for direct lines to reach. A pump operator monitors the flow and the water supply to the fire scene from a control panel on the side of the pumper truck with a series of gauges and control levers. Without a dry hydrant, firefighters would have to cut holes in iced-over lakes or ponds in the winter months, or risk injury and time in setting up a water supply from a nearby river or stream. It's important to have clear and solid agreement with the landowner of the water source outlining the relationship between the dry hydrant and the fire department. This assures regular backflushing and testing of the hydrant can be done effectively. The agreement should outline the continuation of the partnership if the property is sold or changes ownership. Dry hydrants are simple in concept. Their function is based on the distance from the water source, the vertical height or lift from the water level to the eye of the pump, the suction hose diameter, and the size of the piping used in the system. For lake or pond sites, a regular horizontal strainer with a backflush flapper valve is sufficient. River and stream applications can require more elaborate and expensive intakes to overcome the fluctuating water levels, changing sediment loads, and debris buildup. Low water level or teardrop strainers can be used in shallow water. If the water is too shallow for a low-level strainer and there remains sufficient water flow for fire protection, a well-screened intake can be buried in the stream bed to filter water out of the saturated base to feed the dry hydrant. Once the dry hydrant is installed properly, it must be backflushed to remove any sediment that may have accumulated in the system during installation, and flow tested to make sure the system is sound and ready for use as a rural water supply. The backflush and test should be repeated and recorded on a maintenance log 1 to 2 times a year to detect problems with the system before it's needed for a fire emergency. Dry hydrants should be painted to highlight their location, classify the flow rate, and meet the landowner's aesthetic concerns. Dry hydrants that are made from PVC pipe are susceptible to break down over time due to ultraviolet rays. All exposed PVC pipe in these systems should be regularly repainted during the scheduled maintenance sessions, if necessary. A dry hydrant also requires a reflective no parking fire lane sign and guard posts with reflective material. These additions help to locate the hydrant, keep people from blocking the fire truck access, and protect the hydrant from being struck by a vehicle. Dry hydrants are most valuable in areas that get heavy snow accumulation in the winter months. Plowing and shoveling of the hydrant's access area saves valuable time and should be done along with regular snow maintenance.